Yo, what's going on, good people? It's your main man, H. Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor and founder of themoneyschool.com. Listen, the perfect financial game plan for 50-year-olds and older, right? I'm 44, be 45 this year, and I coach a lot of people who are 50 and older, and what they're saying is that when they first come to our program, they basically think that it's over. They think they've lost. They think that while they're proud of pouring all their money into their children, they put on a lot of debt because of college for the kids and helping the kids get out on their own and get their lives set up. And now they're thinking, well, at 50, I just got to buckle down and try to work these next 15, 20 years until I retire. And they're crossing their fingers and they're hoping something happens, guys. But I'm here to tell you that this game plan is probably the best for those who are 50, 55, 60 years old. But you got to be incredibly serious about your financial game plan. So let's go over this blueprint really, really quickly. First of all, you've got to understand where you live. And if you're in America like me, you're in one of the greatest places on the planet to be in terms of building generational wealth. So in order for you to really get to a place where you are solid financially, if that's what you want, and I'm assuming you are because you wouldn't be consuming this video right now, you have to do some non-traditional things. And what I mean by that is what I'm going to show you is not a traditional wealth building game plan, but it is an effective game plan. See, what traditional does, the status quo does, that is set up by the people who benefit the most from it, and a small minority actually can make that game plan work, right? Work 40 years, you're on a job with no layoffs or delays, and you actually get a solid retirement because you've been putting in, you didn't have anything come up where you have to take from your 401k or things like that. A small minority of people will actually get through that system and be okay. Most people will not, and that's by design. So let's talk about designing your financial game plan, and here's what you're going to do. First, you got to understand how you make your money in this country determines how you're taxed. If you're making your money with a job only or a W-2, then you're taxed the absolute most. 28 to 33% of your money is going to taxes. If you make your money with a business or a 1099, then 18 to 23% is what your tax situation looks like. And then if you are fortunate enough to become an investor, then you'll pay less than 15% on taxes with the money that you make. Now, you're probably saying, well, Cortez, what does this have to do with me? I'm 50 years old, man. I'm not trying to start a business. I don't have any money to become an investor. Well, I'm here to tell you that you do, but just stick with me. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to join our program, which is called an income shifting membership. And we're going to shift your money back from Uncle Sam. We're going to shift it back from the banks. We're going to shift it back from big business. And then we're going to stop inflation from eating up all of your money. Because you guys agree that this is where your money is going right now. Uncle Sam is getting his chunk. The banks are getting his chunk and their chunk in terms of the debts. Big business is getting their chunk because you feel like you work so hard for your money that you're going to enjoy a little bit of it, and sometimes you tend to overspend when it comes to shopping and things of that nature, and then the cost of living is constantly going up, but your raises on your job aren't keeping up. I get it, trust me. I don't know where I'd be if I didn't find this game plan, right? But this game plan, this income shifting membership, is going to give you a business, right? Because we're going to lower your taxes through entrepreneurship. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to look at your W-4 form on your job. So your W-4 form right now, if you're 45, 50, 55, 60 years old, chances are your children are grown. and you don't have any allowances, you don't have any exemptions because you don't have investments and things of that nature, you're probably being killed by taxes right now, right? So adjusting the W-4 on the job will bring anywhere from $200 to $600 per month back into your pockets, right? So that's where we're going to start our game plan. You're going to take this $200 to $600 a month from taxes, and then you're going to use that to start eliminating your debt. Right? It's not about what you make. It's not about what you keep. It's about what you do with what you keep. So we're going to start getting Uncle Sam out of our pocket by adjusting our W-4 form to reflect the fact that we have a small business that we're going to run from our home. And I know that word scares you, but trust me, you need this non-traditional approach so that you can make up for some lost time, right? So $200 to $600 a month comes back into your household. You use that money for debt elimination. You put that on the student loans. You put that on the credit cards. You put that on the car note, and you pay that stuff off super fast so that you free up even more money to continue with the process. You're going to look to minimize your expenses. Right? Get big business out of your pocket. Put a budget together for you that you and your family can work towards and stop overspending on big business. The other thing that we're going to do is we're going to look at your credit. Credit is a huge reason that we're losing the cash flow game. Right? See, it's all about cash flow. If your credit was bad when you got your home, then you're paying extra on the mortgage. If your credit was bad when you financed that car, then you're paying too much for that car. You're going to pay for it 2-3 times over. So if we fix your credit to get it to 750 or higher, then that's going to allow you to refinance the mortgage. I know some of you guys are saying, well, I got too much equity to refinance. Well, you don't have to refinance and go to another 30. You can refinance to a 15. And still potentially pay less for that 15-year mortgage than you're paying for your 30-year mortgage because of where your credit was. Same thing with your car loan. You can refinance that car loan and maybe go from $500 a month to $300 a month. You just freed up another $200 in cash flow, right? So that's our strategy. Number one, we're going to put you in our income shifting membership, $35 per month. It includes a business for the purposes of you minimizing your taxes. Take the tax savings, get yourself out of debt. Minimize your expenses. Take that money and get yourself out of debt. Fix your credit so that you can free up cash flow. And if you do have to borrow money, you're borrowing at a low interest rate, so you're not paying for things 3 or 4 times. Now, that's one way that we're going to minimize our taxes. Guys, you're 50 years old, you're 60 years old, you've got some everyday expenses that you're spending money on, and you're going to spend money on that stuff whether you have a business or not. We're talking about cell phone. We're talking about internet. We're talking about travel, right? We're talking about rent/mortgage. We're talking about meals. We're talking about transportation. Right? See, all of these things, when you have a business that you're going to run from your home, again, this is a non-traditional approach to looking at your money. Now, all of these things become a tax write-off for you. Right? When you go to the family reunion this year, you're going to tell the people, your family, your cousins, your uncles, your brothers, your sisters, you're going to talk to them about our income shifting membership that's going to allow them to get their finances in order. Because trust me, they might be looking good, they might be smelling good, but chances are they're broke. See, we've gotten really good at hiding our financial problems with stuff versus fixing our financial problem. I'm going to help you actually fix your financial problem with this simple solution. That's going to save you money. When you tell your brothers, sisters, your uncles, your cousins, your nieces, and nephews, when you tell them about this income shifting membership, how they can fix their credit, how they can lower their taxes, we don't care whether or not they want to join you in the program. All we want is the tax write-off because we spent $1,000 on getting to the family reunion. So now we get to write that off. In fact, when you go to the family reunion, that's what you're going to say. It's like, hey, I need to talk to you guys about something so I can write this $1,000 I spent off. Right? So all of this becomes a tax write-off for you. Once you do these two, this is strategy one. It's called cash flow management. And this is biz You're going to use the $200 to $600 to get out of debt. You're going to use the money that was going to big business because you're going to cut out some of your expenses. You're going to fix your credit. That's going to allow you to refinance some stuff that you're currently paying monthly notes on. And you're going to free up some cash flow. You're going to minimize your taxes, so every year your taxable income comes down. So you might be at 40, 50 years old in a place where, because your kids are grown, you don't get a tax refund anymore. You owe. But guess what? When you have all these tax write-offs, that could change for you and you could get a small refund. What do you do with all that money? Then we start talking about how to invest in things like paper assets, right? Stocks, bonds, mutual funds, things of that nature. You might be a fan of cryptocurrency. You want to invest in things like that. You might want to go ahead and now start finally investing in real estate. Everybody wants to invest in real estate. They don't have the money. They don't have the time to learn how to do it because their job is kicking their tail, right? You might want to invest in precious metals, gold, silver, platinum, all that kind of stuff. Doesn't matter what you want to invest in. The problem and the reason that you're not investing is A, you don't have the money, and B, you're scared. Well, why are you scared? The only thing that overcomes fear is knowledge. So we can teach you about all of these markets so that we can overcome the fear. We can give you a terminology and a proper perspective that overcomes fear. You did cash flow management. Now that freed up $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month. Now you got the money to invest and you've overcome the fear. And you can do this, man. I'm telling you. Might it take 3 years for you to get out of debt? It might. But what's the other alternative? Right? Take 3 years, focus on your cash flow, get out of debt. I can tell you this, if you got out of debt in 3 years, guess what? Investing $1,500 per month at a 14% rate of return for just 7 years will equal $212,000. So if you're 50 years old and you work with us on this and you got yourself out of debt so that you can afford to easily invest $1,500 per month. Because think about it. Mortgage is gone, car notes gone, student loans gone, all that stuff is gone. So you got the money, right? $1,500 a month, at 14% will teach you where to go to get good rates of return on your money. 7 years, that grows to $212,000, right? I want you to see something here because it took you 3 years to get out of debt, 7 years to grow a portfolio to 212. So that's 10 years. Now you're 60 years old. Right? You let this 212 grow for another 10 years, and it grows to over $1 million. See, it's not too late. And some of you guys are thinking that, man, wait a minute. So if I went from 3 years to get my money together and I really focus and I really be disciplined, another 7 years, I got $212,000 in my portfolio. This is outside of the money that you already got going to your 401k, right? Let that stay, but do something outside of that. And then it grows for another 10 years. So now I'm 70 years old and I get to pass down $1 million to my descendants. Chances are you're going to live to 80, 85. Right? I get to pass this money down. Now my next generation don't have to struggle financially. Right? But here's what's cool. If you are ambitious, if you know a gang of other people who are in your predicament and they're fighting like heck to find a solution, you can actually teach them how I did this. Teach them how you did this. Show them this video. And you can start earning anywhere from $10 to $35 per referral, so that maybe instead of 3 years, you make the extra money from the business, you get out of debt in 1 year. Instead of investing $1,500, you got $1,500 from your current cash flow, you got another $1,500 coming from your business, and you invest the whole $3,000. You can do this by the time you're 65. By the time you're 60, you can be sitting on $1 million. but you gotta think outside the box, guys. They put us in the box for a reason, because our scratching and clawing and trying to get out of the box is what benefits them. Gotta think outside the box. So if this makes sense to you, I want you to get back with whoever shared this video with you and ask them about the income shifting membership. What does it cost to get started, and when can you get rolling? I promise you, you will not be disappointed. Does it take work? Yes. You're going to have to put in some effort. You're going to have to be disciplined. You're going to have to track every single dollar that you spend for the next 3 years so you can get yourself in position to really start rolling. If you want to learn how to present this, it's going to take you some time to learn how to do this. But I promise you, you will not be disappointed. And here's the last thing that I'm going to say about this right here. The most important reason that I want you to have your own income shifting membership is because you're going to be able to teach this to your children. They're going to teach it to your grandchildren. They're going to teach it to your great grandchildren. So when you do leave them the $1 million plus, they're not going to squander it. I'm H. Cortez, Financial Health Mentor. Until I talk to y'all next time, get your money up, because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. Now hustle.